So good morning, everyone. And yesterday, as we created two virtual machines, Windows Server 2000, Server 2022 and Windows 10, right, under the virtual box. So let me explain once again what we have done. So it should be clear for you guys. See, what happens that this is your host. I mean, this is my laptop, you can say. This is known as the host machine. In this, there is a program, the application, which is hypervisor. It is known as hypervisor. Now, see, this is not, I mean, you can say part of any exam or anything, but this is just the general knowledge about the hypervisors and virtual machines, right? Although it's a separate course itself, like VMware ESXi, where you learn about the all the virtual machines.
Your
But
voice is breakable.
sorry. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Your voice is not perfect.
Is it for everyone? Is it for everyone? My voice is not clear.
It's clear, sir. For me, it's clear.
Yeah, so please check at your end. There could be some issue at your end then. Okay. Because I think it's clear for all. There should be any issue at it. Fine. So the hypervisor is an application, like for example, in my case, I'm using VirtualBox, right? Oracle VirtualBox. So under hypervisor, what you do, you create the virtual machines like this. We have created virtual machine. This is my Windows machine I've created, server, and this I have created as a Windows 10, right? So what happened? The host has got RAM. It has got RAM. It has got the CPU. It has got the storage, that is your hard drive. It has got the network card. So all these are physical resources. So the virtual machines, they will be taking, this is also virtual machines are also known as guest VM, guest operating system. They are also known as guest VM or virtual machine, guest virtual machine or guest VM, right? And this is the host. So host has got the resources and host is giving the resources to these virtual machine to the hypervisor. So hypervisor is managing the virtual machines inside the host. So this is what a hypervisor, the virtual box I'm using here. Okay, you can use any hypervisor, like virtual box is there, VMware Workstation is there, there is Citrix Zen app, there is Hyper-V, lot of, just one second. Yeah. So you got different types of hypervisor, which you can okay. So it will be okay. So the virtual machines are going to virtual machines will be used by the 1 second. I was getting calls, I thought, sorry. So virtual machines will be using the resources. Okay. It will be using the physical resources from the host, and hypervisor is the application which is managing the interaction between the VM and the host. All right. So what we have done here, let's say in my machine, the RAM is 16 GB and 1 terabyte of hard drive is there. So what I have done, I have given 4 GB to this machine, 4 GB to this machine. Okay, and this will be used only when these machines are running. When they're not running, so it will be not used. Right. So this is this clear what I have done in this virtual box? Okay. I created two machines, server 1 and client 1 yesterday. Okay, and you can see the RAM and everything, whatever I've given, video memory, the system memory, 4 GB, all these things has taken by this machine through the hypervisor, which is the virtual box from the from my physical machine. Now we are going to move further. I'll start server. Now we'll see the basic configuration of the server. So I'll start the server. Like we did change the name of the server yesterday. Similarly, I'll start the client machine also, or change the name of the client machine as well. I will give them the IP address to both of them so they can communicate with each other also. So this is my server. And this is the client. Okay, so I'll start with the client first. I'll log in. So you need to give the password. Whatever the password you have given, you have to remember this password. So you can see this machine. Now, if you want to change, first thing, always remember, in your network, we have got something known as firewall. Okay. So firewall is an application. What does it do? Like, obviously, you're going to learn firewall also, like Palo Alto after this. So firewall, what they do, they block some packets from going or coming inside your network. Okay. So the firewall rules are there, which are created, and you have to, in your company, in your organization, there are firewall rules which has to be followed, so that you have got the you might have, you want to block certain IP address, you want to allow only this application, kind of that. So those firewalls will, by default, there are many firewalls. In Windows also, we have got firewall, which is software firewall. That firewall, in our environment, I'm going to stop the firewall. In our environment, I'm going to stop the firewall so that there will be no problem in the communication. Because if I want my machine should communicate, they should be able to communicate through some ports. So ports and everything is in networking part, which will come later. So currently, I'll just close the firewall. In production environment, you will not close the firewall. You will see here, turn Windows Defender firewall on off. So you have got these firewall, private network, public network. So any communication inside the private network will block. You can see here, option is block all incoming connection. Okay. You got then another option. You got the notify me. Then whenever Defender by default will block anyone. Here, turn on Windows Defender. So that is for public network. So if you connect to internet and there, what you want to block. So by default, what will be blocked, what will be not blocked, you'll be having the options here. But here, what you're going to do, I'm just turn off everything, so that by these two machines should not be having any issue in communication with each other. So I just simply turn off them. Okay, so you can see turn off. After that, I have to change the name of this machine. First, if I want to know the name of this machine, I have got many options. I can go to run, open the command line CMD, and if I say who am I, it will show you the name of the machine and how you are logged in with what name, right? So I don't want this name. I want name of this machine to be client one, for example, right? For that, what I will do, I will just give I will open, right click system. In the system option, rename this PC. I'll give the new name. Let's say I want to give name as client one. Next, Current PC name is this. Restart now. So it has changed the name. Now I'll log in again. Now, if I check the name of this machine, run CMD. Who am I? Now you can see the machine name has changed to client 1. Okay. Now this machine also, this is server now. I go to server input, keyboard, control or delete, login. Now here, as yesterday itself, what we have done, we have changed the name of the server. As you can see, server 1. If you look at the firewall, Defender firewall, it is showing on, right? I want to put it off. Again, I'll right click here, run firewall.cpl. Turn Windows Defender firewall on or off. Again, turn off both of them. Refresh it. Okay, it is off now. Now what happens? Both these machines, they want to communicate with each other. So if I want, they should communicate. So I have to give them some IP addresses. Okay, so IP address and everything we'll learn in more details, the theory part. Okay, so currently I'll start with the assigning the IP address. Now what happens? This is my virtual box. And if you look here, if I select this and go to the settings, you can see network. In the network, you can see NAT. NAT is network address translator. It is connected to the outer internet by using the NAT. Okay. It is
What is next?
network address translator. NAT is used to connect out. It's a public address, private address. Okay, you got something known as public address. So public address is reserved. It is, you have to pay for that. Okay, and private address is free. So that will also, when you learn about TCP/IP in details, we'll discuss that. So NAT, it is a part of networking. So NAT is, you can connect your machine to the internet with the private address, private to public, public to private, like that. So what will happen here, these two machines, they currently connected to NAT, this also, and if I select this also. So if I want to connect to internet from this machine, let's say from this Windows 10, I want to connect to internet. You can see I'm able to connect to the internet here inside the virtual machine, right? Why? Because what is happening, it is connecting to the NAT. NAT is, now if I check the IP address of this machine, if I go to run and say NCPA dot, this is a shortcut to open the network setting, NCPA.cpl. It will show me my network card. If I go to the status, it will show me the IP address, which is, you can see it is 10.02.15. This address, this is known as a private address. It means this address cannot communicate to the internet. Okay, but because it is using NAT, that is why it is able to communicate to the internet. If I remove the NAT from here, let's say I need to stop the machine first to change the okay, powered it off. Now I want to change the network setting, go to the network. Now NAT here, I will change it. So, okay, before that I will, okay, bridge adapter. Okay, this is also will allow it to connect to the internet here. I think bridge adapter, because it will be using as a adapter which will connecting to the your outside network. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a new LAN card in this. Go to expert network. It is NAT, as you can see. Adapter 2. I'll add another LAN card which will be for internal network. So what I can do, I can have multiple network cards. One card I'm putting so that the virtual machines can communicate with each other, and one adapter here, it is for internet. So two things I'm giving, one for internal network and one for internet. Okay, both things. And if I say not attached, so it will not connect to the internet. Let's say I've given not attached, and this is for internal network. Click OK. Okay, now see, if I try to connect to internet, why? Because there is no internet, because my NAT is not connected. Okay. Now, if I see run ncpa.cpl to check my network settings, you can see this is disconnected, and this is my another LAN card is showing some address, which will explain why it is 169 later here. When we come to the TCP/IP. So TCP/IP, as I told you, it's a protocol and it's a separate, we might take 4 or 5 sessions just for the TCP/IP theory. Okay. So this is, you can see your, now what I'm going to do, I want both the machine should communicate with each other, my server and the this client machine. So first I'll just power it off, shut down, and I go to the virtual box. Now server also, I will shut it down first. Both are power off. So in server, I'll go to the settings on the expert network adapter 2, and I will give internal network. Okay, so now both of them, the network name also given internet. So both of this machine now, adapter 2 is internal network. So they should be able to communicate. This also I'll just check. Settings, expert, network, This I'll attach to NAT. Second well will be for the internal network, and the name also I've given. So now I'm going to start both the machine, and I want them to talk to each other. For that, I will do I'll power them on, both of the machines.
So, do we need a good understanding of networking for attending this training?
Yeah, networking. I mean, we will be doing TCP/IP, and then TCP/IP will be more clear at that time. Okay, but obviously networking is, these all things are combined together. So networking is something which you should have at least the knowledge.
For sure.
So now we will allow these two machines to communicate with each other by doing this settings, which I'm going to do now. So this is my server. On the server now, I'm going to, because I have added two LAN cards, now I'm going to change the IP address. So there are multiple ways, as you can see, Ethernet 1, 2. So one is your NAT, the first was NAT, second was the, which we added as internal. So I can open it from here directly, or I can go to your ncpa.cpl. So now I'll click on the Ethernet 2, go to the properties, TCP/IP v4, as you can see this one, go to properties, use the following address, and I will give some address, let's say 192.168. This is a private address, 0.1. And we have got something on DNS. All these things you will learn later. What is a DNS? What is a DHCP? All those things. So I'm giving 192.168.0.1 as the IP address, and this is the default subnet mask it will take. Let it be as it is. We'll not go in detail now. When the TCP/IP will come, you'll understand this. Just follow the steps. Just give the IP address, and DNS server, you're going to give this as a DNS server itself. Close it. Now do the same thing on the client machine. Right click, run ncpa.cpl, go to properties, TCP/IP v4, click on properties, use the following IP address, 0.2 I'll give, one I already given. Now here in DNS server, I'm going to give the name of the server. Okay, DNS is kind of a central directory, which we'll learn in detail later. So I'm telling that your central directory is with 0.1. This is very important to make sure the DNS is from the DNS server only. Okay, so just say okay here. Now I want to check whether these two machines can communicate with each other or not. So there is command which is known as ping. Okay, so with the help of ping command, I can check whether the machines are communicating with each other or not. So you have to write the ping and the IP address of your destination. This is to check the connectivity. Remember this, for troubleshooting, ping command you should know. So if you enter, if you get reply, they are connected. If you say destination host unreachable or not found, it means they are not connected. So we can see they are connected, fine. I can do the same thing. I can check here also. Done. CMD. Ping 192.168.0.2, that is the destination. You can see it is pinging to the client. So both the machines are in the same network. It means both the machines, they can communicate with each other. They are able to ping to each other. It means they are able to talk to each other because they're in the same network. Now, this machine, we want to make it as authentication server. We discuss about the authentication server. What is the use of authentication server? Anyone?
So authentication server is to validate whether the user who is requesting to log in or accessing the resources is a valid user or not. So authentication
Correct.
server will confirm whether the combination of username and the password that the client machine has sent is available in the database or not. If it is available in the database, then the client will be authorized to access the resources. If it is not available in the database, then the machine will be, the client will get a message that the username or the password is invalid,
Correct.
access denied.
Correct. Right. So now what we are going to do, first we'll make this machine as a authentication server. To make this machine as authentication server, we have to install a service which is known as Active Directory service. Okay. So first I'm going to install the service Active Directory service or ADDS. All right. So to install on the server, this will be installed on the server. Open Server Manager. In the Server Manager, go to the Manage. Go to Add Roles and Features. Click on Next. Click on Next. Click on Next here. Select this option, second, Active Directory Domain Services, ADDS. Click on Add Features. Okay. Click on Next, 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 and Install. Okay. Now close this one. So once the service is installed, now the next thing we have to configure this machine as a domain controller. So if you click on this flag here, you can see promote this server to a domain controller. Click here, promote this server to a domain controller. Promote this server as a domain controller. Click on, now see, you are creating a new domain. New domain, it means it will be a new forest here. Click on new forest. Write the name of your domain name will be always in dot something. So let's say my domain name, I'm giving name, let's say infra.lab. This is my company name, let's say infra. Okay, so infra.lab I'm giving, any name I can give, whatever is the name. Next. Here, give your password. Click on next here. Just skip this part. It will create a DNS server by itself. It will show the name of your domain which you created, infra. Click on next. Now this is the location where your database will be kept, like your database of all the domain, like username, password, profile, policy, restriction. But all these things will be in this particular location. If you want to change this location, you can change. This is the default location. So this is the default location where in Windows NTDS folder will be created and log file folder NTDS will be created. This is sysvol folder. If you have got multiple domain controller, in many cases, you might have multiple domain controllers. So they will be using this folder to communicate with each other. So these three folders locations are there, which is very important for you to remember. This is the default location. In the Windows directory, Windows folder, NTDS is the name of the directory, where your full Active Directory is located in this particular file, ntds.dit. Click on next.
What is sysvol? What is its use?
If there are
Sysvol.
multiple domain controllers, they use the sysvol folder to communicate with each other, right? So in whatever the configuration they're having, whatever the changes they're having, they're going to use the communication will be done through the sysvol folder. Again, in Active Directory, we'll learn that in more details later when I come to the theory part in the next session. Okay. Click on next. Now you can install. Okay, so now once it is installed, it will reboot your machine. If it doesn't, so you can restart manually. Okay, now let's see. Actuator is installed. Go to input, keyboard, insert, control, delete. Now you can see it will show as the name of your domain slash the username. So now you log in to the domain. Now the things will change here. As you can see, if you click on local server in the server manager, go to firewall.cpl, or I can simply click here on the Defender firewall. You can see domain network. A new network is created. Public network was there, which is off. Private network, which is off. Domain network, a new network is created. So I'll put it off also and refresh. I can check in the command firewall.cpl. You can see all the three networks are off. Three firewalls are off. Now, if I go to tools here, you can see there are Active Directory options have been added. So if I open this Active Directory users and computers, this is the location where all the information about your Active Directory is there. So here you can see this is the name of your domain. The computers, it will show the name of the client computers added to this, and domain controller. So currently you got one domain controllers, server one. Properties, if I go, it will tell you the name of this machine, full name, server1.infra.lab. This is the full name, operating system of this machine with the version, everything, right? So here you'll be able to see the computers, and the users here will be creating users and groups. That also will be doing in the next session. Okay, so computers. Now I want to add a client computer. So I'll go back to my client computer. I'll open my client computer, and then I will add this machine to the domain. So to add this machine to the domain, what we have to do, right click, go to the system, advanced system settings. In the advanced system setting, you can see the computer name. In the computer name, go to this option, change. Okay, you can see change. Click on change, click on domain, give the name of the domain to which you want to connect. Infra.lab in this case. It will ask the authentication, the username and the password of infra domain. So give the name infra slash, okay, the name is administrator. So a user who is authenticated to do this, So for security reason that nobody, by their own should be able to connect to the, any domain. So I can simply give administrator also, because by default it is trying to connect to the infra domain. So it should, you can see welcome to the infra.lab domain. Click OK, OK, close, restart. Now this will become the member of infra, which I can check on my server. I can refresh here. You can see under computers, client one machine is being shown. If I go to properties, operating system, Windows 10. Okay, so as you can see now, it has got one client machine. This network infra.lab has got one computer, the client, and one domain controller, server one. So now this is my client machine. Now to log in, this is the local machine. J is the local machine. Now I go to other user, you can see it will ask you want to log into infra. So I want to log into infra / give the name of the administrator. Password. So now this is part of the domain infra.lab, which I want to check. I can check again, go to the system. You can see the name is client1.infra.lab. Okay, client1.infra.lab. This is the name of this machine. Now, let's create some file and folder and share it with them. So on the server, what I will do, I'll just create a folder in C drive and name it as shared. Okay, just any name. Now I need to share this folder. Right click, go to properties, go to sharing. Under sharing, go to the advanced sharing. Click share this folder. So this folder will be shared. Whatever name you want to give, or you want to keep the same name, it's up to you. Click on permissions. Everyone can read only. If you want them to change, if you want to have full control, you can give that. Okay, you can add the user. So currently we don't have it. So this is the resource basically. So currently we don't have the user. Okay, so we'll see the user creation and everything in the next session. So I just give the read option to them over the network basically. Click OK, apply. Okay, I've shared. Now I will go to the client machine. From the client machine, I want to access that resource. So open the folder and / the server name is server, or I just type the IP address, or I can check the name if I cannot. What is the name of this machine? Server 1. So I'll give server 1. As you can see, it has opened the folder shared, right? I'll try to write something. It will not allow me. Why? Because I've given read-only permission to this folder. Now on this folder, which I've shared, and I want the user should be able to write also from outside. So I'll simply go here in shared folder, go to the properties, sharing, advanced sharing, permission. I want to give the change option. I'll go back to the client machine. Now just refresh it once. Now let me try to create a folder here. See, I'm able to create a folder which will reflect here also. Got it? Is it clear now? This part is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this way we can, what we did today, what we learned today, I'll just, we talked about hypervisor and the VMs. Okay. We talked about, then we gave the IP addresses, IP address assignment, we give the IP address. Then we installed Active Directory domain service. We promoted server as domain controller. Okay. Then we added the client in the domain. Okay. Then we shared a folder and accessed with permissions. Right there, where we saw that read permission will only allow to see the contents and change will allow it to make the changes also. So this is what we did today, right? This is what we have done today. So in the next session, what we are going to do, we are going to talk about the Active Directory service in details. We'll talk about the theory part of Active Directory service, okay, in details, which is very important for to understand the Microsoft all this domain part. So that will be a lot of theory part will be there in the ADDS, right? So any question, any query anyone is having in today's session?
One suggestion from your side, because
Okay.
your explanation is good, excellent, but we are going. I'm feeling that going is a too fast moment.
No problem. You can tell me during the session also. If I'm going fast, you
Okay.
can tell me that time only. So I'll go slow.
Mm.
Okay. So you can tell me
Okay.
during the session itself. No problem. Okay. For the
Okay.
lab, you can refer to the previous lecture, previous session, where we created this lab, how to create the lab. Right. So I think you get the
Okay.
recording of the previous lab. There it will explain. Okay. And Mayank, for
Okay.
you, like, this, I mean, this networking, subnetting, domain control, everything is the part
Yeah.
of this only, which will keep on
Okay.
coming. Okay. So this is the very first session, I mean, second session. So you need to get that, it will come one by one. Okay. The firewall is also part of this. Obviously, the networks, I mean, networking, subnetting, domain controllers, all these things will be covered one by one.
Okay. That's great. And I have one more question. So there is some requirement. Okay. And one of my reference company, they are expecting to be that Splunk and QRadar, IBM QRadar certification. So
Splunk
they are
is
yeah,
Splunk is
they are
something which is
expecting
yeah,
CCNA plus CEH, and they should be knowledge with CCNA and CEH, including that should be certified in Splunk training, a Splunk trainer, something like that.
yeah.
So
Splunk is
could you
basically a
please guide
management
me?
software.
Yeah.
Splunk is a management software. And when you talk about the CCNA, I think we have got the CCNA combo also, where you learn about the
Okay.
Cisco Certified Network Associates. Okay.
Okay.
So you learn about networking and router there. CH is about the ethical hacking. Okay. Splunk is,
Okay.
it's a management software, which is to, it just, logs everything in your network, and then you can properly observe it, and you can secure a network. For that purpose it is there.
Okay. And what about that SOC analyst? So both are same only, or it's
SOC,
like advance of
SOC analyst.
uh-huh.
That is part of your Splunk
Yeah.
only. It's for your
Okay.
security and analytics.
Okay, so are you cover? We are covering that part also, or there is a
No, I think
separate
Splunk is
training we have
different.
to take?
Splunk is
Different.
yeah, CH and Splunk, it's a different training. I mean, it's a part of this only. So
SOC and what about those SOC?
that's a part of Splunk only. I mean, SOC analyst and
Okay, okay,
Splunk, everything is a different course.
okay. So it means we should be a what course we are right now. The course is started now. I think these are the basics for that. If I want to go
Yeah,
for
these are
Splunk
all
training,
basics. These all are basics. These are very basic thing. You should be aware what is a domain, what is like firewall, how does a firewall work for CH also, for then how the network communicates, what is the TCP/IP, everything like that. So I'll tell one thing to everyone. This is just the second day. Actually, this is we can say the first day. Yesterday we just do the proper, I mean, installation. So do not, get kind of panic, right? Because what happened that if you start panicking, okay, I don't know this, because this is the first day only. You will understand everything gradually, slowly. So just have some
okay.
patience. After 4 or 5 sessions, you'll be able to understand everything. Whatever we did today, if you do practice properly, so you know what we have done today. Then we come to the theory part, then you understand. Okay, slowly, you'll learn everything. You cannot do everything in one day itself in 1 hour. Please remember that. Okay.
Yes, yes,
And especially if you don't have any background in networking or any subnetting domain controller, so don't expect that in the very first day you should be able to know it. Okay, and as far as the speed, you can anyone can tell me if I'm going very fast. You can tell me during the session itself. I'll make it slow. Don't worry. Okay, and we
yeah,
have got the recordings also. You can refer the recordings. So don't worry. I can after some sessions you'll understand everything in more details. And more important thing is practice. More you practice, more you learn. Fine. So that's all
yeah.
for from my end today. So see you in next session.